Hey there, my friends. I hope all of you are doing just great. These are the last two little golden books that I have altered out of this batch. I'm really hoping to source some more of these. I love working with them. I remember reading them to my children. It's just a very fun experience working with these. I am going to a mom's consignment shop today, so I'm kind of curious to see what I might find there in the, in the little golden book variety. Let's go through these books and take a trip through time, because that's really what it is, isn't it? This little book is called Christmas in the Country, and it is finished off with a sweet little brad closure right here. This book is by Barbara Collier. I do want to point out that we had some tearing right here in this book, and there's a small tear right here that I have patched with a piece of ribbon. So, just these are old books, you guys, so just, keep that in mind. This one is IC 1950 by Simon & Schuster. I do not see anything that says printed. I'm not seeing anything except the 1950 date, my friends. Vintage greeting cards start out this little book. This is an awesome vintage greeting card. I'm sorry, this is not, well, maybe it is vintage. Oh, I can't remember. I do not think it is vintage, but it's pretty nonetheless. I thought the colors went really well with the wreath that is pictured right there in the front of the book. We have a beautiful 3D card that features a reindeer right here. This is a vintage greeting card. Let me show that to you real quick. I'm trying to not run out of time on my camera. Best wishes. Love, Thelma. This is absolutely exquisite. We're thinking this is 1940s. I would love it if there was like a website that could tell you how old a vintage greeting card is. I think it would be interesting to know exactly how old these cards are, the ones that are not dated. Christmas was coming, but as if that were not exciting enough, Betty and Bob are going to the country to spend Christmas with grandmother and grandfather. They rode through the snowy countryside, and when they arrived at the station, who do you think was waiting to greet them with a great big sleigh? It's father, said Mummy and Daddy. It's grandfather, said Betty and Bob. So there is Grandpa coming to pick up the family that's come in from the city. Lots of little cards here for you guys to play with. This is a poem by Helen Steiner Rice. I'm very fond of her. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. This, you guys, because this was a book about farms and being in the country, this is a vintage seed pack. And it is a pansy vintage seed pack. I just think it's absolutely extraordinary. I thought it would be a nice addition for this book. So we see the family in the sleigh, in the horse-drawn sleigh. Have to get things for your grandmother, said Grandpa. We'll help, said Bob and Betty. And they did. They helped Grandfather buy some jawbreakers and gumdrops and candy canes. I love the potbelly stove. I love the kitty cat. This is such a great slice of Americana. When we think about the hardware store, or we think about the mercantile store, in my hometown we had Stowe Mercantile. And it was absolutely a fascinating place. They had everything from fishing poles to designer dresses and everything in between. It was just such fun to go into Stowe Mercantile. The building is still there, but it is no longer Stowe Mercantile. Now we get everything online, and we do not have the rich experience of going in beautiful stores like this. Lots of little things for you to play with. The holidays are no time to exercise restraint. That's so funny. A bookmark, some small elements right here that you can make ATCs from, or maybe art trading coins, whatever you want to do. This is a vintage greeting card signed by the Bob Lennoxes. Okay, so Grandpa says he has important business with Bob over at the edge of the pasture, Grandfather said. What is it? Can I come too? Said Betty. But Grandma has other things in mind for Betty. This is a beautiful greeting card. I love the music notes on the Christmas tree. I think that's really such a sweet touch. We've got some Santa elements here. I thought this card went really well with the general theme of the book. God bless us, everyone. And of course, that is from A Christmas Carol. Tiny Tim said that at the very end of the book. It's a secret, Grandfather said mysteriously. Never you mind, child, Grandmother said. You come along to the kitchen. I have a secret for you, too. Chop, chop, chop went the secret in the pasture. So they are cutting down their Christmas tree. This is a little mini book for you. Maybe you want to start your Christmas list early. My sister is already Christmas shopping. She is so smart. She does it so early. Isn't that an absolutely stellar card? This is from my mama and daddy. It says, I love you, Mama and Daddy. I might have to switch that out with something else. I did not realize that that was from my mama and daddy. But we'll put you something beautiful in here. Again, you know, one of those sparkly little cards that my mama just really does love. You know what? My mama would love for you to have something like that. So I'm leaving that in there. She would be thrilled to death to know that one of her cards ended up in one of my books. She's always very happy to hear about my books and the people who are purchasing them and the beautiful letters that I get from you guys. Always share them with my mom. Okay, what's going on in the kitchen? Stitch, stitch, stitch. Went the secret in the kitchen. So we can see Betty here. Now, can you imagine, like, taking your kids to a grandma and grandpa's house? Now, one of them is out chopping a tree, and the other is making a cranberry strand to go on that tea. I love Grandma's stove. Oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful. My secret is round and red, and there's a lot of it, Betty said at the dinner table. Mine is big and pointy and smells good, Bob said. Bob's surprise was standing in a corner of the parlor. It was big and pointy and smelled very good. It was the Christmas tree. So here they are. They're decorating the Christmas tree. Another nice big pocket for you guys to play with. Some little elements here. A little bit of Coco and Olive. This is Miss Coco here. I think she's so cute. What a wonderful busy time there was then, with lights to put on and boxes of colored balls and angels and stars. And Betty hung her cranberry chain on the tree by her very own self. And then everybody sang carols and Betty fell asleep. Look at the stockings. No glitter, no glam, no glitz, friends. Actual socks by the on the mantelpiece. Love it. Grandfather carried Betty up to bed, and Grandmother took Bob by the hand. Grandmother, Bob asked when he was ready to be tucked in bed, is everybody in the world getting ready for Christmas the way we are? Everybody, Grandmother assured him. Why, I dare say, over in the barn at this very moment, even the animals are getting ready for Christmas. And I thought it would be super cool to include 2 shepherd boys and 2 sheep at this point in the book. And also another beautiful vintage card that says Home for Christmas, where we can see the barn and some of the animals here and a family gathered on the porch. Home for Christmas is by Currier and Ives. It's signed Lewis and Cheney. This vintage card is signed the Stackpole Juniors, Howard, Shirley, Kathy, Bill, Carrie, and Mary Beth. Several images of this stellar Santa. I love him. And who'd do better at trimming the tree than the pigeons who lived in the loft? And the cows would be wrapping up presents. The little lambs, of course, would give the wool for Christmas stockings. Perhaps they'd even learn to knit themselves, since Christmas is a magic time. More papers and bookmarks for you guys to play with, tags. Even the littlest animals do their bit to help until it's last is time to go to sleep. And Santa Claus comes, and another little pocket right here. Well, this is a big pocket for you guys to play with or put things in. I think these books would make super keen guest books. Everybody could write their own little memory. There's plenty of white space in here to do that. The next book is called Santa's Surprise Book, and it is finished off in red and silver. Let's take a look inside. It has a closure that says December 24th on it. Santa's Surprise Book is by Joan Potter Elwart, illustrated by Florence Sarah Winship. Open your heart, open it wide. Someone is standing outside, and it's Santa and an angel. A beautiful photo of Santa right here. One night before Christmas, old Santa sat rocking, wondering what he could stuff in each little stocking. Papers for you guys to play with. Scotty Dog images, which I love those, 1930s-ish Scotty Dog images in these books. All kinds of stockings here. Love that. Santa's thinking and thinking as he pours some chocolate into some candy that he and Mrs. Santa Claus are making. This is a vintage card to my sweetheart at Christmas time. It's signed Love Anne. Stickers for you to play with, little tags, bookmarks, whatever you want to do with these kinds of paper. He had always loved candy and nuts, it is true, but this year he wanted to leave something new. This is a patch, so you can actually put that on some clothing. It says Season's Greetings. What could he make that was merry and gay? Something surprising for Christmas Day. He had an idea. Santa laughed with delight. He ran to his shop and he worked there all night. One of those super sparkly, beautiful cards that says Happy Holidays. I go downstairs sometimes after I've been doing this, and I'm like, all sparkly. It's very festive. He found paper and scissors and thread and some glue, some paints, lots of red and a little bit of blue. I love this because it's Santa as the artist, right? So here are his brushes. He's got glue, he's got a water bucket, he's got paint, he's got thread, he's got pens, he's got scissors. He took ink and some cardboard and scissored and snipped. He glued and he stitched. This is one of my favorite Santa Claus images. The stars are falling and Santa is sweeping them up with that sweet little sparkle in his eye. And he dabbled and dripped. Santa called in his elves the next night and said, "Look!" And what did he make? He made a book. This is a gorgeous vintage card. Christmas greetings to you. We see on the front, we're looking at the snow coming down. When we flip this away, the snow has stopped and we're left with this beautiful idyllic scene of a cabin that the roof is covered in snow. It's just so beautiful. There's a little memory pathway that leads through Friendship Store, and I'm coming down that path to you with Christmas wishes by the score. A little penguin for you guys to play with, more bookmarks and tags, wishing you happiness in your home and joy in your heart this holiday season. This is such a beautiful, beautiful card. Here's my wonderful, magical, stocking-sized book. It's surely a strange one, the puzzled elf said. Another Santa card that says believe. But hurry, it's time to start packing the sled. Wait, shouted Santa. There's a last thing to do. Then he hopped in this book to spend Christmas with you. How happy that is. I love it. All right, you guys, Santa's Surprise Book and Christmas in the Country are going in the shop a little later on today. Like I said, this is kind of the last batch of my current batch of golden books. I sure do hope to source more Christmas golden books because they're just so much fun to play with. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Have an excellent day. Talk to you soon. Bye.